Welcome back to the channel. Today we're looking at the Deepeeka Type A Viking axe. This one's got a really sweet leather grip attached to it, and then a cross section here that has some brass pins. So it's pretty sweet. I really like it as well for a double-handed grip if you want to choke up on this, if you were in tighter. But you also have that longer grip at the end if you wanted to have longer hacks and longer slashes with this Type A axe. Take a look at some specs on it, do some up-close looks of just the aesthetics of it, and then we're going to do some cut testing on this one. No tatami for this one, but we did use water jugs for it, so you can still get a good amount of idea of how the edge is once this one has been sharpened. Let's take a look. Overall length, we have 24 1/2 inches. For the blade itself, this high carbon steel blade that has it's pinned and also glued in here, as we can see from the haft as well. This is a 4 1/8 inch blade, and remember that these have been sharpened. So Deepeeka products, being a company that comes from overseas in India, these are not sharpened when they come into the warehouse. So if you want to add a sharpening service to this one, I already say this in the cut testing, but just as a reminder, if you want to add a sharpening service to this one, you can go ahead and click the little check mark. That way we can get that taken care of for you. Steel quality, EN42, EN45 high carbon steel. Something to take note is if you're doing cut testing with these, if you get them sharpened, if you add the sharpening service to them and you want to do tatami, which I wouldn't really recommend, but I would recommend doing more of bottles and fruit and things like that for cut testing, at least for an axe like this. Regardless of what you're using for soft targets, you want to make sure your blades are maintenance. So you can use the Flitz knife and gun care kit, which we have in the maintenance section at cultofathena.com, or you can do Hanwei sword oil. You just spray it on, do a little bit of the rust pad, light scratches to it in order just to get any corrosion off, and you're good to go. Finally, I already mentioned it, this is obviously a Viking axe, what was considered to be a Type A axe. Functionally, we're looking at, obviously, we're about 2 fingers up the grip for longer cuts, longer hacks on this one, if you needed to come around with that. But I really like it with the braided leather on here too, because you can grip up top, grip right here, and then you have shorter cuts. You can even, quite frankly, thrust with this too, if you really needed to come out pop with that, or to cut across, or to make these cuts a little bit tighter. So just a little bit of an idea of how to work with this one. Pretty cool item. Let's take a look at some up-close looks of this. So I really like the shape of the axe itself. We've got a killer edge that's been added by our sharpening guy here. There's the braided leather running down to the handle section of it. Well, all of it's the handle. And then here's what I was talking about with these little pins. These pins are they're in the actual haft of the axe right here. There's probably some epoxy in there too as well. But you've got 4 pins all together. You got 2 on this side, and then you got 2 on this side as well. Do the water jug for this one. I want to check out the edge as well, and having something more freestanding does give you more of an idea of the edge and also how the blade shape will affect the cuts. Let's take a look at the cut testing. So the tip of it just caught right here, which is pretty interesting. It usually only happens with a lot of swords when I do stuff like this. Then I wanted to play with the two-handed grip, choked up, cutting through that. I tried it on tatami. I didn't have the leverage that I thought I would normally have. It's maybe the blade shape itself, because the edge is really good on this. It's been sharpened. So again, if you want to get this one sharpened, I got water all over me. If you want to get this one sharpened, click the check mark on cultofathena.com on the link for this blade, for this Viking Type A axe, and we can make sure we can get that sharpened for you. As always, subscribe to the channel, like this video, look out for new videos coming in the near future, and we'll see you in the next one.